Alright, you cabin-core romantics, you simple living you Pinterest board-wielding fools who think off-grid means occasionally unplugging your Wi-Fi for a digital detox. You want to know what rustic charm actually looked like in the Middle Ages? It looked like a one-way ticket to dysentery, frostbite, and watching your entire bloodline get wiped out by the common cold. Because your fantasy is a medically induced coma that would end with you as rat food. So, buckle up, buttercups, because your little dream is about to get nuked from orbit. You think chopping wood is some kind of empowering, masculine pursuit for your Instagram reel? Try doing it with an axe forged by a half-blind blacksmith who was probably piss-drunk. And suffering from lead poisoning. Then praying to a god who clearly was unlistening that you do unaccidentally lop off a limb. Because the medieval urgent care clinic was just a local barber with a rusty saw and a swig of questionable moonshine for anesthesia. So good luck with your gangrene, you artisanal lumberjack. Your biggest fear is a splinter. Theirs was bleeding out in a ditch while a wolf eyed your stilt-witching fingers. So much for your authentic experience. And that whole connecting with nature vibe you're chasing, that meant being constantly at the mercy of every single disease known to man, every predator that fancied human flesh for dinner, and every single act of God that typically involved massive crop failure and mass death, making your little foraging excursion look like a Michelin-starred tasting menu. So I hope you enjoyed the taste of poisonous berries and the embrace of the Black Death. You, naive nature lover. They weren't meditating under a tree. They were praying it didn't fall on their head. Or that a passing bandit didn't turn them into a new kind of modern art. So much for your peaceful commune. Your vision of sustainable practices probably involves bamboo toothbrushes and ethically sourced hemp products, right? In the Middle Ages, sustainable meant do UNT, starve to death this winter, and doant die of a festering wound from a pig bite, which usually involved techniques like eating gruel that tasted like fermented feet and wearing the same wool tunic until it physically disintegrated from the accumulated weight of centuries of grime, lice, and plague, making your organic cotton loungewear look like alien technology. So much for your curated minimalist wardrobe. They weren't making a choice. They were literally surviving, which is a bit different from your weekend glamping trip, you trust fund hippie. So, next time you're romanticizing a life without central heating, antibiotics, or a functional sewage system, just remember that those quaint medieval winters weren't about cozy nights by a crackling fire and mulled wine. They were about watching your entire family slowly succumb to frostbite, consumption, and a dozen other horrific ailments, leaving you with nothing but a lingering stench and a profound appreciation for your heated car seats, your smart thermostat, and the invention of penicillin. So maybe lower your expectations. Sparky, if you want simple, try turning off your phone for an hour, but don't tell me you want to live like a peasant. Because the only thing you'd accomplish is becoming a very cold, very dead, cautionary tale for future generations, you delusional urban. If you somehow survived all that, and you're still watching this, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and maybe share this with your friend who just bought a yurt. Because sometimes the best way to appreciate what you have is to understand just how goddamn miserable humanity used to be. So do it, you privileged bastards, before the real apocalypse makes you miss your Wi-Fi.